Great, everybody. My name is Mark. Welcome to MD Ready. So, we're going to finally talk about the situation with the white supremacists that happened over the weekend. You guys definitely want to stay tuned for this. So, this is our daily discussion. This is the first daily discussion that's taken place this year in 2021. Typically, I would do these a couple times a month, depending on an important topic I wanted to talk about. But I didn't need visual aid or anything like that nature, correct? So, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Now, this is kind of like the part 1 and 2 of the video, because I literally did this video when we were on our way back from the land on Saturday. So, like, share, subscribe. If you had any issues with white supremacists as a black gun owner, definitely drop it in the comment section below. If there's any content that you want to see, please make sure that you DM me at MD_ready. And I'll see it there, because when people put comments in the comment section, I may or may not see it if it's a question, right? Because I'm still responding to comments that come over the last few weeks, months, and I don't want to miss you guys anything important that you guys definitely want to see as content. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to premise this with letting you guys know that it was partially my fault, allegedly, right? So I was doing a shooting, and I could have or may have violated one of the safety rules. And I'm harping this because I'm all about firearm safety. So we know the firearm safety rules, the 4 rules. They are: treat every gun like it's loaded, perform your safety checks, never muzzle anything you don't want to destroy, make sure your finger's outside of the trigger guard and off the trigger until you made the decision to shoot, and be aware of your target and what's beyond it. Boom, that one messed up, right? Well, I thought I had an adequate backstop, but evidently I didn't. So, fired about 5 or so rounds, literally shooting a tree branch down, but I had the bullet. I had my backstop was a large tree that was literally a few feet behind it. So, 5 minutes later, my buddy and myself, we heard an ATV approaching our direction. So we stopped doing what we were doing, made sure, we had our guns and all that stuff on it, because we're literally out in the middle of nowhere. There are hundreds of acres of land, and there's not many people out there. The nearest gas station is about 15 to 20 minutes away. Okay, so about 15 minutes away. So the first thing my boy says is, you got your gun in you? I said, hell yeah, you better know it. And the area was within close proximity. So we see a guy driving on an ATV, and I noticed maybe about 50 to 100 yards out, this guy he touched his gun a few times when he's driving. Now, for people who open carry, concealed carry, your gun's there. You just do. You can feel the weight. You can feel the slight discomfort, possibly depending on the holster or where you're carrying at the time. So it's no surprise to you. So what was his intention? Put your comments in the comment section below. But there, a little twist came with it. So he drives up, very aggressive, and it kind of changed our attitudes and how we responded, right? So the guy's like, "Are you guys shooting?" Yeah. What can I do for you? Well, it was raining bullets on my campsite. So we look at each other like, raining bullets? I'm thinking about the round count. And I said, well, is everybody okay? Yeah, but we were ducking for cover. We saw bullets hitting near our campsite. Now, mind you, there's hundreds of acres out there, right? So I'm like, okay, is everybody okay? Yeah, but that was reckless. That's what he said to me. It was, and I said, you know what? I apologize. I thought I had a good backstop. I guess I didn't. And he said, yeah, well, I could call the man right now. Now I'm trying to figure out who the hell is the man. Is it the Red Dragon and KKK, or is it the police? So he has this really evil look, like he wants to do something. And then he looks in the back of the back of my truck. My trunk was open and my boy's truck bed was down, and he sees that we have more guns. So he just stopped talking, and he just looked at us and just slowly rode away. And I said, hey, excuse me, well, who are you? I'm Tony Munns, whatever his name is, Tony and whatever the hell his name is, right? And he takes a picture of our tag, takes a picture of me and my buddy. So I take a picture of him, and I text to my buddy, and I say, hey, make sure you text your folks this. And he says, he ends it by saying, I know so-and-so. He says who he thinks my buddy's on his nose, it says her name. He's like, well, I don't know who that is. He's like, okay, that's cool. So have a good day. He leaves. He drives off slow. He doesn't say much of anything else. And we go about our business shooting. And I said, hey man, I apologize. I don't want to bring any ill will to your family's land. He said, no, you good. He said nobody was hurt. And we just kind of talked, and I said, well, he came up pretty aggressively, and no harm came to anybody. Now, me personally, I didn't mean to sound so numb when I said my apologies, but because of his response, the only thing I was concerned about was him touching his gun in case we had to defend ourselves, justifiably defend ourselves. But it didn't come to that, thank God, right? But definitely ready for that. And I was telling him, I said, well, if he would have came over here, maybe, I mean, I understand he probably could have been exaggerating, but if he would have came over and said, hey guys, we saw a couple rounds hitting our campsite, could you guys be a little more careful, versus being, raining bullets and all this nonsense, like, come on, man, come on. So, any event, we're shooting. An hour later, we look up and see the sheriff car pull up in his family's driveway. Then the state trooper car pull up right behind it. So he's like, oh man. So he take off his gear, get his license. I mean, I took off my body armor and all the stuff that I had on, and we walked over there. And it's about maybe 150 yards away. So we walked over there, walked briskly. Hey, how y'all doing? Hands up, just so they can see that I'm unarmed. And lo and behold, it was a brother. Oh man, that was a good day. So I was like, boom, awesome. So I said, hey, how y'all doing? He said, doing good. So it was a black lady, a state trooper, and a sheriff who was the brother. And so I was like, how's everybody doing? He said, doing good. Got a call, said, you guys were shooting on somebody's land or shooting at somebody's land. I was like, that's partially true. So I told him that we were shooting. I was pretty aware of my backstop, thought it was adequate, but I had 5 impacts on the tree and nothing penetrated. And I said, I can show you where they were if you like. He was like, nah, I believe. I said, but, definitely, I told the gentleman I apologized, but I said the way he came over, we didn't know what his intention was. He came over very aggressively, I guess using some intimidation tactics that didn't work, but when he saw we had guns, he just kind of quieted down, took pictures, and went about his business. And so the guy, he laughed. And so I sent a picture. I texted the police officer a picture of the guy. He was like, he said, that's not the guy who called. So I don't know who he told to call the police. He said, but we've had issues with that guy because he owns some land back there. And they said he's a constant complainer. Awesome. So we chopped it up with the cops about a good 15 minutes. And he said, well, we got to head down here real quick. So we asked, he said, hey, before y'all leave, y'all might come back and just let us know what happened. Excuse me. So check this out. This fool acts irate to them too. And pretty much from what the cops told us is he was expecting for them to do something. He even lied and said that my buddy was banned from the land. Okay? So he was like, well, I can call my aunt and my folks right now, and that's not true. He said, well, guy said you're banned. He called on the radio and told them, he said, hey, listen, we can't do anything. The guy's on his family's land, him and his buddy, and there's nothing we can do. They're being safe. They come back. The lady state trooper officer busts out laughing and states that when he saw there was a black police officer pull up, he dropped and shook his head. When the second black officer pulled up, he didn't even want to talk to him. But he acted, all aggressive and all this other nonsense, right? And, was making up stuff. And they came back, and it was just funny. They were just laughing. We showed the cops our guns. Said, hey, man, you want to shoot? He was like, yeah, I love to, but I got to work. Got the contact information, built a relationship, right? Because there's no reason for us to have ill will to the police in our community. We need to make sure that our people are police in our communities, right? But that's a whole different topic. So, but it gets juicier, because that's where I was going to end it at on the part 1. But now we're going to jump into part 2. I know we're already like 9 minutes in, guys. So, that night, that liar calls my buddy's aunt. Calls her the wrong name, number 1. He texts her pictures of myself, my vehicle, my buddy and his vehicle in a tag, and calls her and says, hey, so-and-so, I'm not going to say her name. These guys are shooting at my land, and, blah, 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 this, that, and that happened. And 10 o'clock at night, they were going in and out the house, taking bags in and out the house. And from my understanding, she kindly told him, okay, thank you. Is everything okay? Nobody got hurt? No, nobody got hurt. Have a great day. She called my buddy, and she said, well, before you go into it, because he already sent her the pictures and stuff, right? Sent the picture and told her what happened. She said, I knew he was lying because my buddy doesn't even have a key to the house. So how would it happen? And we left at 2 p.m. Nobody was there at 10 p.m. So it just goes to show you, like, and I feel bad for, like, black folks from 40, 50 plus years ago, even like 5-10 years ago, when you have these white supremacists who just lie on us for no damn reason, right? Just lie on you. Emmett Till, I don't even think he whistled at that chick. And on her deathbed, she won't tell the truth. Man, get the hell out of here. So that person was trying to make sure that not only did we get in trouble with the law, but we lose our civil liberties, right? We taking bags out of the house, make it look like we drug dealers or something like that. Like we moving illegal guns or something. People are crazy, man. But in any event, he tried to create a lie and a depiction because he wanted us to get arrested. He wanted the police to kill us or do something bad to us because he didn't have the balls to do it himself. That's what I feel, right? Because he said he could call a man, but he called the man. If not, the man wasn't KKK or whatever, right? So that was crazy. So when I was talking to my buddy, I said, well, listen, when the next time you going down? He said, shit, I'm trying to go down tomorrow because this dude gonna get used to seeing me. And I said, well, let's make sure we bring in more people when we go down there, because a person like that, they'll just try to do some shady stuff. And the police already said that he's a problem child of that small community. So that was my encounter, guys. It turned out, even though I take responsibility for the rounds that may or may not have hit near his land or his camping site or whatever the hell he calls it. But the fact of the matter is, over-exaggeration is a flat-out lie. There's one thing when you exaggerate a little bit. When you over-exaggerate to try to have some ill will towards somebody, that's a flat-out lie. And how many other people has he done this to, right? And sadly, there's no major repercussions. Like my buddy Deuce does say, there should be repercussions for something like that. For crying wolf. That's defamation of character, bro. Because what if something could have happened to us because of him lying? So, in any event, guys, that's what happened. That was a juicy story. And that's pretty much it. I just look at it like this. It taught me something very valuable that resonated with me. Like I caught it in the parking lot, like caught it later. I'm glad I had my guns on me, because I don't know what this person would have done if we didn't have guns. If we would have just been out there, let's say he heard shooting, and he just happened to be doing his rounds, right? And I don't know, we were out there hiking, or I don't know, whatever, hiking or just riding ATVs. We didn't have guns. Who was to say that he wouldn't do a citizen's arrest, or he wouldn't just shoot us, or I don't know. I don't know what he could have done, but it's always good to be a good guy with the gun, so when a bad guy with a gun shows up, you have equal force to apply, if not more. So with that being said, this video was much longer than I wanted it to be, but this is the part 1 and part 2 edition as well. So guys, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. Be safe out there, and don't get it twisted. White folks ain't the only white supremacists. You got some Sambo black folks out there too, okay, that do anything for massa. So, make sure you guys stay woke, and be careful, be safe, be dangerous, whatever you want to be. Just make sure as often as you can be armed, and make sure you're willing to protect yourself and your family, because if you don't do it, ain't nobody else going to do it. With that being said, God bless you guys, and have a great day.